Hello, hello, and welcome to Thursday, the 15th of May. And I would like to pay my respects to the spirits of the land here that are just amazing. It is lovely to be home. I've just been for a walk with my piggies, back into this serene environment. So, I mean, it does take a little bit of adjustment, but it is nice to be back. So, I'm probably, I am a couple of minutes late, but I've got to get back into the swing of things. Let's see if there's anyone here before I start. Good morning, Deborah. All right, so let's have a look. So now the moon is still in Sagittarius, so we do have this awareness. All right, so think, when we come out of Scorpio, we've had those deep thoughts. Good morning, Karen. How are you? Oh my God, it looks like my Facebook's fixed itself. I'm seeing people and comments in real life. Yay! That's so exciting. Good morning, Karen and Louise. Hello, Heather and Alicia. How are you? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, so this is a bit exciting, isn't it? It's working again. All right, so now, like I said, we've come up out of that Scorpio full moon, which was gigantic. Oh, I don't know whether anyone else sort of felt it. Good morning, Susan. The way I did, especially those Aries and Scorpio people. Oof. All right, so now that's in Sagittarius and we're getting this upper level awareness. Look, I've got my antennas back. Yay! So now we've got, there's quite a few tricky moony things today. All right, so after 2 o'clock, all right, so most of the morning is a little bit more cruisy. All right, get your head into it and get prepared. Good morning, Caroline. So after two, there's an inconjunct with the sun in Taurus. All right. Now that goes through until 8 p.m. So if you think of it this way, all right, so something happens, all right, maybe some sort of awareness that comes in that causes you a little bit of something. Wasn't it? It was huge, Carolina. It will smash me. And then that inconjunct is, hang on a minute, let's feel into this and what can I do so that this awareness gives me the ability to adjust my comfort, security, and values. Like, is it some sort of philosophical adjustment that needs to be made? Is it some upper level awareness that, that your spirituality, like maybe you had a thought that isn't congruent with, what you value in life? Well, that was a big one, congruent. I like that. So that one goes for about 6 hours. So there's this adjustment period. So just think of that day, like that afternoon, as you're on the seesaw, you're bracing your core. That analogy. All right. So because after 3 p.m., sorry, yeah, after three, a square to Saturn starts. All right. So we know that Saturn is those hard lessons, and that square. Again, there's tension, but it's something that we can build upon. All right. So with that square, it might have been Sammy, that I don't even know where it came from. So if with a square, if you're just rushing around the corner and someone else is rushing around the corner, there's a collision. But if you approach a square with awareness, then you can just build with it. It's strengthening you somehow. All right. So that's to Saturn. And Saturn loves those good, hard lessons that are going to make you more resilient. Okay. So think of that: responsibility, resilience, respect, those type of words. Sounds very retrograde, but it's Saturn. All right. Now, at 8 p.m., like I said, we've got that Sun in conjunction, but at the same time, we have a trine to Chiron. So all of that adjustment and building that you're doing leads up to this trine to Chiron, where there is a healing opportunity or some sort of, let's put the past behind us, or, I become aware of my own wounds. All right. Chiron in Aries, it's all about the responsibility of the individual to be doing your own healing, to be adjusting to circumstances, to be building resilience. All right. So, wow, this is feeling nice, because I mean, like, even though that's at 8 p.m., at 7 p.m., I've missed this one, there is the moon opposition Jupiter. All right. So, again, another realm where we're able to think. Now, Jupiter doesn't like being in Gemini. It's called its detriment, but I just think because Gemini has got so many fast thoughts that are very superficial, as opposed to Sagittarius that wants to think deeply. All right. So again, nothing against Geminis. Just I think that it's more of a deeper situation. So there could be frustration there. That Moon in Sag opposing Jupiter at 7 p.m. might be a bit of frustration, but ultimately, and that's funny because at that time that frustration is where an inconjunct to Uranus comes in. All right, so another one where we're changing Uranus, we're adapting and changing, which leads to that ultimate trine to Chiron at 8 p.m., which is healing. All right, now after that, there is the nodes involved at 9. Again, I just think this is, you know, all the mental awareness that we're doing. Yesterday was a little bit tricky where it was, like what measures can you put into place so that when you speak your mind, it's not taken the wrong way. All right, I did that. I had foot in mouth yesterday, and I wrote the words last week. I didn't remember them myself. And plus, like after the flight, I've realized that I get very affected by the cabin pressure. So I got home and I was just all out of sorts. But I woke up this morning and I am back. All right. So now for the words today, I have written a little restraint may be in order today. So maybe some old situations are coming back to show their faces again, and you are being asked to think carefully about how you're going to proceed. All right, so I've just gone through that list of how the moon is proceeding today. So now, of course, you will make the best choices for yourself and you will find the right words to satisfy other people's needs for clarity. All right, so I loved all of that. So now, in general, so it's the sun in the sky is coming up to conjunct that Uranus Hygeia conjunction. All right, so that Uranus Hygeia was Tuesday. All right, so we made those shifts and adjustments according to what we need in our boundaries, but still in the sky is coming up to conjunct that, and I think that might be Sunday. Yeah, it is. That conjunction to Uranus is on Sunday. So we're still heading towards more shifts and adjustments. And the more aware you are to these big things coming on Sunday, the better you are prepared and the more you're able to look wider than your own little personal sphere to see how everyone else's situations are playing out, because everybody is going to be feeling this discomfort. Uranus, if you're not making these small shifts now, he will just cattle prod you, because he's in Taurus. All right, but Hygeia is there saying what is good for you. All right, let's clean the wounds. Let's put a splint on the break. Let's do things to make sure that in the future we are going to have a better situation for our own well-being. So that was a lot of words, wasn't it? Hello, Barbara. Hello, Sally. Thank you so much. It is so lovely. So I've already been for a walk and I'm going to train after this. So definitely keeping these habits. All right, let's draw a card to summarize. Now tomorrow, Venus exits her shadow at 4:45, and that's it. That's official, everyone. The shadow periods that we have been through are going to be completely over. Yes, Mars and Mercury have left theirs, but Venus was still, from that point on, she's covering new ground. And like I said, Sunday, watch for those big shifts in energy, okay? So what is going to be the card to summarize it all? This one. Oh, the Emperor. Oh, I like that. Okay. So I don't feel like this, I mean, potentially it could be masculine energy for any of you. Again, this is for you, all right? Whatever this means for you. Now I'm saying, is there some sort of strategic, oh yeah, okay, I just got that. All right, is there some sort of strategic maneuver that you need to make to deal with a Emperor type of energy? Or are you the one who is, I mean, because this is very Mars, he's sitting on Mars there. That it looks like a giant beanbag, but it's Mars. Are you in the position where you need to garner your authority to be able to sit back and plan ahead in those chess-like moves. So this is much more of a Scorpio type energy as opposed to an Aries energy. All right. So Aries just rush in and do the thing because they've got that much energy. Whereas Scorpio's like, no, I'm going to be smart and I can't think of the right word, where you just drip feed the energy that you need. Again, it's totally, the word is totally not there. Um, no, can't think of it. Save your energy for later. That's the type of thing I'm trying to say. So yeah, so strategize. All right. Still can't think of the word. It's driving my brain crazy. I can't think of this word. Anyway, I'm going to let it go because otherwise I'm just going to be like, meh. All right. Anyway, so I hope you all have an amazing day. Now, I'm going to be getting back into readings. I'm going to give myself a couple of days to settle. So, Monday, I'll probably get back into offering reading spaces. Um, yeah. So, I hope everyone has a fabulous day. Thank you so much. This has been an amazing return home and an amazing trip away, and gratitude for all of you. Mwah. See you later.